If you're going to be an entrepreneur, you're going to be put in so many precarious positions every single day. You're not even going to know a lot of times how to adapt, how to adjust. The more pattern recognition that you have in these areas, the more you see it, the better you're going to get at it. The only way to win is by doing it. But what I realized when I was in a position of failure's not an option, I'll give you two examples. One, when I was in the mortgage business. For some reason, throughout my 7 to 8 year career in the mortgage business, a lot of the times, although I hustled, although I worked hard, although I was successful, I played the hand I was dealt, which sounds great because if you're being dealt hands, you play them. There's no doubt about it. And that's okay. And what I mean by played the hand I was dealt was that business changed a lot. Underwriting guidelines, Dodd-Frank came in, changed laws, processing changed, lenders changed, products changed, products got discontinued all the time. That was the business that took down Wall Street in 2008. So you can imagine how much change took place. I was in that business from 2005 to 2012, and there was so much change. I constantly was getting dealt hands, and I never really took control of my destiny once it started to topple and go crazy. I survived, I managed, but I didn't ever take the bull by the horns in that business. When I switched into the insurance business, I became the dealer. I was the one dealing the cards. Why? Because I didn't like the way the mortgage business dealt cards to me, and I understood the way to win was to become the dealer, the guy who's dealing the cards. And although I was still playing my hands, I was playing hands I liked. I stacked the deck heavy in my favor to allow myself to win big time. And that is what I saw when I said failure's not an option. In one situation, I'm not saying I completely failed, but I definitely wasn't the success I wanted in my life. So from that standpoint, I learned a lot. There were opportunities. There was definitely some failures. When I got to the insurance business, I still had failures. I still had stuff to overcome. I still had things that weren't perfect, but I learned to become the dealer. And failure was not an option. I was able to pivot from industry to industry. When I got to the insurance industry, I pivoted from situation to situation, and I decided I wanted to win. And so by becoming the dealer, I realized that failure was not an option. And for you as an entrepreneur, failure is not an option. You're just gonna keep learning. A piece of advice that I disagree with for entrepreneurs is when you become your own boss, you own your time. That could be the furthest thing from the truth. I think in today's day and age, a lot of people love the sound of the entrepreneurial journey. I'm with you. But if you're getting in the business so that you own your own time, you're making a big mistake, especially for starters. Eventually, you might be able to get there. But if that's your goal from day one, what you're gonna find yourself doing is stuff that entrepreneurs shouldn't be doing. Like working from home, waking up late, sitting on the couch while you're working, taking naps during it. Like, you don't own your own time. If it's 93 degrees, I live in New Jersey, and it's a Wednesday, and I feel like it's my day to just blow the day and go down the shore because I want to go to the beach, I'm not gonna be a successful entrepreneur. I see a lot of people do that. I see a lot of people change their approach based on the weather. I see whether it's raining and windy and cold or it's sunny and hot. I see people change their approach, where they're gonna work, how they're gonna work, how much they work. What? You don't own your time. Let me tell you how you get to potentially own your time. You dominate the clock for so many years, so long. Your systems, your business, your structure is taking on a life of its own. You build yourself a residual income, and then, and only then, do you start to buy some time back. And I don't even own my time then. All I'm starting to do is buy back a little bit of time. And I want to continue to build systems to continue to buy back a little bit of time. The more time I buy back, the more time I own. Don't get it confused. You don't, put on your entrepreneur badge and say, I own my own time, I'm my own boss. Stop. It's really disheartening, and you'll never be successful doing that. Start to develop a mindset that allows you to get where you're going on a journey. It is not going to just be a sprint every single time. You might sprint to a deal, you might sprint to a closing, you might sprint to an idea, but at some point, you gotta pace yourself. And you gotta understand that it's a marathon, not a sprint. And so I hope this advice is helping. I hope this gives you value. If you like this kind of advice where we're talking about real, hardcore things that you can use to build and grow your entrepreneurial journey, keep checking in with your boy. Subscribe, like, save, share, comment. Talk to me. What are some things that you're dealing with in business? What are some things that you're dealing with as far as you agree, disagree? Where do you find yourself? Where are your rituals in business that you live by and things that you will never do? I'd love to hear the feedback.